Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mrs. Momshie TV. I'm your host, Dee, and today we're going to talk about your virtual assistant business. Hey, fellow virtual assistant, have you ever felt like you are being pulled in so many directions that you don't know anymore what your purpose is? That's what happens when we have a lot of clients. Everybody wants to do something for them, and of course, you want to help because, well, that's the nature of our job. You know that you need to take care of yourself, but it suddenly takes the back seat. Well, that's a no no, especially if you are in the freelancing industry or basically in the virtual assistant industry. It is quite normal for us, or it's an open secret to many, that us freelancers or virtual assistants work with multiple clients. And so, if that keeps happening on and on and on, it will really lead to stress. It will really lead to burnout. And the worst is, it leads to unhappiness in what you're doing. And so we come at a stage where we have to come to a halt. We stop, we pause, and we tend to think of things like, is this still right? I'm always saying yes to others and saying no to myself. And so that's one of the things that I'm sharing with you today as an 11-year-old virtual assistant, because there are really things going on behind the curtain aside from the glitz and glamour that's all there in social media. And so here I am today to burst the bubble on that topic, because this is one of the main concerns that I do have for others. I do know that other people, a lot of fellow virtual assistants out there, are feeling this kind or at this stage. And so we're here today to tackle on that. Yes, you know that you are needed by somebody, you are needed by this client. You have that level of satisfaction because you know that this client really needs your help. But how come it's making me feel empty? There's that part of us that, why do I feel so empty? Even if I completed this certain task, even if I have delivered what she needed right away, right? So we really come to these stages in our virtual assistant business, and then most of us don't really notice these things that are actually happening. Okay, so it's like stepping over this boundary that you have, and you keep on saying yes and yes and yes to others and saying no to yourself. That feeling of satisfaction you receive when you help someone is undeniable. When you are needed at some point, this emotion or feeling of acknowledgement comes with a price, and it really boils down into your personal. You keep giving and giving until you feel drained, you feel empty at some point. And okay, so whenever these emotions arise, it's time to really look into it deeply and know that you are important too, that you have your needs as well, that you can say no, and it's okay. This is what happens when you are handling multiple clients and you're always extending yourself to them. You're always available. You're always there, ready to answer their questions, even on your personal social media account. You're always there to respond to their email, not even less than an hour or so. Now, I'd like for you to practice a little bit of self love and pointing out or acknowledging these kinds of emotions that you are having. It means prioritizing your happiness as well and fulfillment without infringing others. Always remember that as much as people need your help, you also need your own help, if that makes sense. So if it helps you to go on a little bit of unplugging, a little bit of vacation, then do it for yourself. If it means that you need to just have a little time to yourself on a weekend or so, then do it and give it to yourself. That will help refresh your frame of mind and, of course, perform very well in what you are already doing. And most importantly, help you to become a happy virtual assistant or a happy worker per se. So, we all know that as virtual assistants, we're being paid very well. But the question is not really about how much you are being paid, it's about what you do with all that money. And so, most of us just love to work, work, and work. Most of us just would love to have multiple clients all at once. But the question is, will you still be doing that when you reach the age of 40 or 50? Will you still be in front of the computer doing or taking care of somebody else's website or handling social media accounts for other businesses? I don't think so. So, as an 11-year-old VA, I've been in the industry and I've met so many people, so many personalities, so many character types, and things like that. And I have learned and gained a lot of life lessons. So, there really comes a point in our lives when we just have to pause and ponder on things and think, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do with all this income? What am I going to do with all these achievements? Yeah, this is you will be reaching that certain point in your career when you just have to, you come to a halt and you think about these things. And so, what are the ways that you can do when you reach this certain point in your virtual assistant career? So, number one, I'd like for you to know that you can actually cultivate the art of saying no. Okay? Saying no doesn't really mean saying no, doesn't really mean you're being negative because it's a big no. Actually, sometimes saying no means saying yes to yourself. You can apply this idea when you are being faced with a lot of projects, when you're being faced with potential clients. Always remember that your time is the most valuable resource that you have, and overextending yourself will eventually lead to stress and burnout it will literally drain you. It will also give you less opportunity to more exciting things. So, when a new opportunity comes along, you might want to ask yourself first, is this going to be worth my time? Is this going to likely pay off in a way that's appropriate? And so, if the answer is no, then we have to walk away, right? And so right now, when everything seems to be good, you're earning well, you're happy with what you're doing, you're happy with the number of clients that you're serving, you really need to think of practical ways to use your income and make it grow in other ways, right? So for example, if you have a high level client at this point, she's paying you $2,000 per month for 6 months. What are you going to do with all that money? Will you be spending it on a pricey, branded computer or gadget? Will you be spending it on family vacations? Will you be spending it on a new ride? You know, all these things. Well, of course, we want that. But there are other ways that you can use that money. Why don't you invest that on a physical business so that in the long run it will truly pay off and you can think, oh, I use this money from this certain client and now look at this. It's something tangible. It's something that you can see, you can touch, and it's something that really grows and grows every day. And so that's what I always share to my fellow virtual assistants, to basically use your money in the right ways, in ways that it will grow and grow, in ways that it will help others, in ways that you can make a bigger impact in your community. Think about that. Okay, so I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions and let's continue the conversation in the comments or on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me at Mrs. Momshie TV. Let me know, say hello, and spread the love. Don't forget to stay pretty and let's make it global. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.